everything seems to be online now. Alright, let's try that one more time. We'll give everyone a moment to get themselves back in here. The console keeps giving me errors, but nothing seems to be going on. Alright, we'll run it back. Stream is online and there will be plenty of disasters to be found here. Press some buttons over here. And everything should be in order once again. Let's give that another try. It seems I'm having issues with my VPN, so... It looks to be functioning over here, though. Simple enough. We'll be able to make this work. Might as well go ahead and start then. Salutations, class. Welcome back. Seems we're having some deep issues with the connection tonight, but we'll go ahead anyway. Tonight is Guilty Gear night, and as you all know, we have a new balance patch out, which adds Jacko along with making some of the characters more functional. I don't think much else needs to be introduced. Let's just hop right in. It still says my streams are offline. Someone type in the chat, please. I need to make sure this is all functioning. It's not a Turing stream without some mishaps. The Twitch stream is working, but the YouTube is not. Alright, let's give that another try. Oh wait, I'm going to need to update the YouTube link as well, the Twitter link as well. You can't edit tweets, can you? Well, thank you for your patience. It seems trying to update the chat here has caused some malfunctions. Delete that, and the Twitter will be updated with the correct link. I will be posting that in the chat. Hopefully that will show up in both spots. This should be the YouTube link everyone should be looking for. We've had enough time on here. Seems everything should be back to functioning correctly. Excellent connection, but we have a playback error. It still says it's offline over here. No matter. We'll run with it. Not all experiments succeed the first time. We'll run with it, and I'll see if we have any other errors showing up. Training mode it is. Volume seems to be correct, but... let's give our boy Angie a little look. Oh wait, it says it. Does the new one say it's private? Is that what's going on? Edit. Visibility. Public. There. Why not just give it one more run? No matter. We're late enough in the stream. We should be starting very soon. Welcome to the streamer life, I suppose. Take a moment to check under the hood. But while that happens, let's take a look at Anji real quick. Oh wait, it seems to be working over here. Why did... Restream is still giving me errors. Alright, we should be ready to begin. At least the chat works, but it's not tracking my viewer numbers or telling me that I have a working connection on either end. So the newest buff with Anji, he has a few bits of better frame data here and there. I think his 2K 2D should combo a lot better now. But what's most important, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the videos about it. His Fujin startup can be cancelled into his follow-ups. And that would be before the move comes out, so you can now fake people out with it. You don't have to have that first hit come out. Previously, you'd have to Fujin and then do some other follow-up off of it. Let's get Kai to stop attacking us. Counterattack, set that to neutral. Let me send out my YouTube links again. Okay, yeah, that all seems to be working now. Now we are ready to begin. Looks like it. So, normally you'd have to have that YouTube stream now shows up on my homepage correctly. Thank you, Quantum Leap. And welcome, Kayla. I'm glad to see you both here in attendance. Still shows me 0 viewers. Shoddy programming. We'll diagnose this another time. But it all seems to be functioning now, so we should be ready to get to work. The first hit of Fujin normally is what you use to set up stuff, but now you can cancel it before it comes out into his follow-ups. So that includes the overhead, Needle, which has a very different use now because of that, the hop, which allows you to bait throws, and, of course, the sweep, which will have a function as a potential mid-range poke now. Like so. This font is going to be disastrous. I suppose I'll have to edit it all together later. So the issue with Fujin previously is that that first hit is blockable as a mid. It doesn't matter if they're blocking high or low. That comes out and it gives them a very telegraphed signal for them to block or react to your next mix-up. Once you see that green flash come out, it's very obvious that you just mostly have to fuzzy guard. And if you see Anji hop, well, you can grab him or attack him out of it. It's mostly if your opponent is asleep and not paying too much attention that you're able to do your mix-ups correctly on them. But now, your opponent will have to play a lot more carefully at mid-range. You can show up with a sweep at mid-range, or an overhead, which is still not necessarily the best follow-up. But what really excites me is the fact that you can hop at mid-range without going into your full Fujin attack, as well as Needle, which is probably the most important one to take advantage of this, because now it acts as a reset on its own. Previously, once that Fujin would come out, there's a number of very telegraphed options which would beat everything you try to throw out. However, if you can skip that startup and instead go straight into Needle, you have an opportunity to do a reset. As you remember, Needle is plus. More importantly, where's that guard button? More importantly, oh, missed my buttons. It's plus enough that you're able to actually combo off of it if your opponent doesn't block. So if your opponent's trying to move around to neutral or if they have an attack coming out, most importantly if it's a counter hit, not necessarily at that distance, but if you get the hit with Needle, you can go into a 2K 2D if you're close enough. If you're doing a close /5H setup, you're close enough that you can hit them with a 2K afterwards. So start your pressure, and if they don't block it, well, seems it might not hit quite at the maximum distance. But that's what you do with holding Fujin. You can do it out of the spin, the extended startup as well, so if you're at a further distance, you can do a spin startup into your needle setups. Most important with that, it is you now have an opportunity to fake someone out with the spin. Previously, you have seen setups where I do close slash 5H and then the regular spin that doesn't actually go into Fujin. That one lets you approach through strikes, but is vulnerable to throws. It's also slow enough that they usually have a chance to react to it when they get close enough. Normally I'd try to spin through someone's attacks and then just throw them out of whatever. But now, you have a chance to hold that spin for a little bit with a bit of execution, and once you get close, you can go into the needle, which if they start for a grab, it will catch them in a counter hit, and from there you can 2K, 2D, and then probably KO afterwards. What's also important is, they see the startup of that, and you can hop through their grabs. They actually can't grab you while you're in the air from the hop. Let's see, what about counterattack? After block, throw. So I'll give it a try. Oh wait, he has to block first. I'll guard. So you see a case in that. You try to do the pressure and you get punished by being thrown out of it. Now, gotta get the timing. And I have to remember the buttons for it, that's the wrong spin. With the regular spin, you'll get thrown out of it. But that, if you hop through it, you'll be able to avoid the grab. And from there, you get a full combo. It seems my controller clicking is coming through the mic. Let's move that a bit further away. There's the counter hit, and there's a full combo off of it. So this leaves me really excited. We'll be able to condition our opponents for a lot of different responses. Go for the attacks, and then start the spins, which, if they're not conditioned yet to grab us out of it, we can just go ahead and try to get a free grab on them. Once we get them accustomed and complacent to trying to grab us out of that, we do a spin. Alright, we'll have to hold that a bit less. Once we do that, we'll have an opportunity to give them a much bigger punish. Other than that, I think the only other significant change is that his bar slash has shorter recovery. I haven't looked at too much of the other patch notes. Do you want to get into ranked, or do you want to take a look at Jacko first? I'm going to practice those combos a little bit while I wait for a response. Everyone does have to relearn how to fight him. What's important off of this now is... butterfly setups can potentially be a lot scarier. Previously, you'd get a throw, butterfly, and then a Fujin immediately afterwards would only catch jumps. But it's a mid-blockable, so you kind of don't really have to do too much of it. Knowing that his 5D is very visible and also a very short range, you don't necessarily have a good opportunity. You have kind of a bit of a window there in order to actually get hit from it. Throw, no, let's set him to jab. Counterattack. Standing punch. Throw, but I said throw, butterfly. And if you try to just go up for an overhead like that, you'll get hit. Now, well, I suppose you have a bit more of a chance to condition them. Butterfly. Well, I suppose if they mash jab, you just need to change your responses then. But there is a slightly better reward off of doing the car cancel into an overhead, if it manages to hit. Let's send him to, say, only block the first hit now. Guard only first hits, so the butterfly comes out, he's going to block that.
Stay put. All yours. Take a breather.
Didn't cancel it quickly enough. You get a whole combo off of that.
Take a breather.
So overall, his punishes should be a lot better, but it seems he's mostly going to have a lot of the same weaknesses. He can just threaten from a larger range, and he has more options during his pressure. Do the jab into a spin and then go on your butterfly throw shenanigans, or try to give them a little fake out and then go into a hop or needle. It also means if you get a throw in the corner, you can still do Fujin, OTG, and then needle from there, but that does set you a little bit far away. If your opponent doesn't have a DP to immediately punish you with, you can set up an empty Kara cancelled Fujin into needle from there, and that lets you continue your pressure. The other very important change, I believe, is that needle itself has a much bigger hitbox. Previously, it would barely hit just at the very tip of the fan that launches down. Now it has a much wider horizontal hitbox. You can see that's hitting him while it's still a little bit away from his legs. It also has a pretty big hitbox behind it. So if you do a Kara cancelled needle right in front of their face, that leaves you immediately in front of them for a punish. Look at how far behind that hits. That's going out past his sword, and it still hits behind. So now we have some very cheeky purple Roman cancel setups. That's not a cross-up. That is a cross-up. So there's going to be a lot more for us to lap here, and we'll have a lot more ANJI setups off of it. Expect me mostly to just do Kara cancel into needle here. That's what I'm mostly excited for. I don't know if I've welcomed you to the stream yet, Broham. Welcome. At least the chat seems to be working. This way I'll be able to keep my eye off of the viewer account and instead just focus on the stream itself. Let's... you know what? We're 30 minutes into the stream. Let's hop into ranked.
Stand by.
Do you have to block behind you if you throw the fans behind someone? You have to block in the direction of ANJI. That's how it is in pretty much every fighting game. You block in the direction of the other character. There's lots of puppet characters in fighting games, or... yeah, Quantum Leap has it. You block the direction of the character, not the projectile. That's the case how it is with puppet fighters or characters with weird projectiles like Venom or Heihun from the last game, who I actually mained. You'd throw out a fireball that you can control horizontally, and even though it would hit behind them, they just still have to block towards Heihun. So if you jump up and needle behind them, they just have to keep blocking in your direction. You only have an opportunity to do a cross-up if it's off of the purple Roman cancel. Let's work on our muscle memory a little bit here. Take a drink and we are ready to begin. Just like that. Given that it's a Kara cancel, and you need to do that immediately as you release a button, you can't do that out of a spin. Look at my button inputs. You can't do any of the Kara cancels while you're doing the spin. You have to wait for the actual startup of Fujin to begin. So, it's a little bit of an execution barrier, which you know I always like. That's one reason why I was so interested in Gold Lewis. It's because all of those combos are incredibly punishing to deal, but I suppose it's worth it in the end. When you actually have a very difficult input come out and succeed, then it feels all the more rewarding to pull it off. Oh yeah, Gold Lewis was also buffed. His 6p is better, and what else? his 2K has less knockbacks, so it should be able to combo into 2D a lot better. I don't know if you saw it, but that was one problem that we had on stream quite a bit. We'd get a 2K punish, but then our 2D would whiff at maximum range. As well, at least while it's not setting us up with a match yet, training settings, change character. Get Gold Lewis out. Extra effects at higher security, exactly. I don't know what the extra effects exactly are, but I have seen people do stuff where they would combo it off of 6H. Training settings. Guard after first hit, I think that'll work. No, guard only first hit. Wow, you see that damage? Also, I think I've seen some people say it gets a chance to hit. It lets you hit OTG afterwards. Maybe not. Well, that's definitely an OTG, and that seems to be for full damage. 29 versus 9. So there might actually be a chance to get a full combo off of that. Yeah, I think it gives them a much more easy to deal with knockdown. Leo got a very slight buff indeed, and, you know, it makes his mix-up game so much better. Especially considering it's off of his normal VAPS Plus. I suppose it's better there because it's a lot more reactable. If it was off of his Slash or HS, I'd be a lot more scared. Well, there we go with our frame traps already. Well, there's going to be a lot of Jacko players, so we might be able to cheat our way up into the Celestial tonight. I wonder what's with the connection. Hopefully that's not on my end and it's on your end instead. You see that frame trap? Sorry, this is why you don't play a new character in ranked so soon. Well, pay attention. Ah, I think I just got shimmied. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Nice. She's super cute and I am excited to play her at some point. What's most important is she has a parry off of her minions. You see how quickly we traverse the screen off that? So now, if you give him a window, ANJI'S biggest weakness was generally his approach. Now he has a chance to just hop at you from across the screen if you give him that window. Well, if the minions are behind you, you don't really have a way to counteract them. Unless you're ANJI. Oh, well, there's the reversal grab, I suppose. Missed my dash input. That's a frame trap. What I didn't notice is that I had the meter to actually secure the KO off of that. Nice parry. Not quite there. Alright, so this Jacko is very jab happy. And throw happy. And there is a car cancelled sweep. You see how far away I hit that Nagiha? Anji is now threatening from a much larger range. I think he'd be a solid mid-tier, but a lot of his weaknesses are still the same. What a wacky character, which one are you talking about? I think they're both very, very wacky. That's some real Mugen stuff. More importantly, it pretty much happens up until the active frames that you can do that cancel, so you can get some very, very cheeky fake outs. Watch this. You hear him do the entire quote too. Almost the entire quote. Ah, let's give that another try then. Hopefully our connection fares a bit better this time. I don't think my VPN should be getting in the way. So, analyzing our opponent then. We see someone who's very happy to take their turn, so we'll have to punch them with a lot of Nagihas. Done off of Fujin. I think we can do our regular block strings. From there, butterfly setup should be very functional. We're doing this whole song and dance again. Made even worse by the fact that I don't think there's a functional update for Totsugeki yet. I tried running it earlier and it didn't work. With the frame trap there, given that Needle is still probably +4, that usually means we'll be able to trade or get a counter hit off of a 5K or a 5S off of that. You know, I think if we're getting people to not pass the knowledge check, then if we want to be really silly, we can go throw Current Needle. That will set us plus right in front of them as opposed to that which doesn't actually hit them with the needle. Now that I think about it, just doing OTG Fujin into Hop should set us at plus enough anyway. Training settings, counterattack, after recovery, jump. Let's compare the frame advantage there. Yeah, we're still plus, so I don't think we have any particular use for Needle in that case. I wonder if it's more plus.
Not quite. Take a breather. Not quite.
It might actually be something we can no, they're compelled to block it anyway. Requires a bit of thought. But We are here in the lab to experiment, and that's what I'm just excited for. Let's hope this one works. You know, that's worth a try on one of these streams one time. I'm on a tunneled VPN connection, which should only be working through my web browser. It shouldn't be doing anything to strive. No, we've had plenty of games that had excellent connections. Huh, maybe I am the asshole. Still can't get our meaties right. And we can't even jab out of those setups. We're not gonna Cali burst that. Butterfly. Anti-air. We should have gone for a throw after that. But you saw we did have a chance. That's a frame trap, buddy. Good jump. Seems he's knowing the setup so far. Get our anti-air. The fact that they can just purple room and cancel that. I wonder what's going on with their frames. You'll see we're getting a rollback issue. It shouldn't be our internet. Not your turn yet. A little complacent, aren't you? You see how long that pressure lasts now. The jab comes out, but we still can't contest that. We just have to explicitly jump over that. That's my KO. Yep, unfortunate. Have a throw. Dang. But we did get some sort of hit off of that. I think we could have air thrown him there. Could it be because the servers are flooded at the moment? New update and all. That is very much a possibility. I wonder if we explicitly actually don't have a window to hit him out of that. Maybe. That was an attempt for him to do that cheeky cross-up. I watched 2 of the parks crash in the last couple hours, so that's probably making it worse.
That was a fine bout.
We might have a bit of a silly night, then. Could give us a chance just to do a lot of, lab time, then.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
You see that punish?
Pardon me. Slow.
We probably could have used that meter for something a bit more functional. We're dead. We still have so much trouble with Kai, it seems. Not your turn yet, buddy. Still can't even trade with those guys. Nice, he got us in the window in between. And now he gets all the meter he needs. And more meter. I wonder what's with that connection.
That was a fine bout.
It still didn't feel that bad because it was consistently slow on the rollback. I guess I need to take more risks and start doing throws now.
Take a breather.
That should give us a bit of time to do a normal throw after we do some of our needle setups. So let's add that back in now. Condition it with all that pressure, and instead of going for high-low mix-ups, try to go for a throw as soon as possible. Hopefully this one works a lot better. If we keep having connection issues, I might start messing with my VPN or something. Figure out just what's going on here. Everything is on fire tonight. The excellent news, at least, is that I have reconfigured my controller settings so I wouldn't have to unplug my controller every single time I Alt-Tab out of it. And here I can comfortably reply to everyone on Twitch and YouTube simultaneously. Alright then. Let's take a moment and check some other internet settings. VPN set to US. Everything should be just fine. It seems Totsugeki continues to give us issues. That is set on a tunnel, right? Settings. Advanced. Alright, I'm sorry, it seems I'm the bad guy. The sole bad guy. Reconnection successful. Test that, turn that on, put that in there. Blah 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 blah. Please at least tell me the stream is online again. Testing, testing. Refresh that, refresh this. Refresh everything. Come on. Alright, someone talk to me in the chat. I reset our connection, which should do us a lot better. Video stream is currently live. It seems I am here correctly. And Twitch. Looks like everything is here. Alright then. Excellent. Alright. I've reset our VPN connection, and everything should hopefully be functional. It looks like I don't have an actual response through Restream then. Reconnect to Restream. Show me the money. Both streams are online. Look at our chat real quick. I think we might need to re-embed our chat over here real quick. Alright, I see YouTube working on a separate feed, and I see Twitch working on a separate feed, but it doesn't look like they're both combining into Restream anymore. Ah, so much to work with. I'm excited. Better we stream later you missed some of this because you were driving. Well, please don't watch VTubers while driving at least. I appreciate your concern for safety. Ah, wait, that's showing up in Restream. Quantum, could you speak to me real quick? I think everything's ready to go. Alright, let's try it again.
Quick match. Stand by.
Wish you knew the B-movie script offhand, but luckily for you, you don't. Well, good news. It seems our chat is fully functional again. I also have some very bad news. It seems my VPN is updated at some point, and that reset a number of my connection settings. Along with that, it reset the split tunneling that I had active. Or I must have turned it off at some point. Must have been while I was reconfiguring stuff for Restream, since I was trying to get stuff going through the VPN on OBS, so unfortunately, this means we are actually the villain here. This mad scientist has been playing Guilty Gear through VPN as well. So, now that that's fixed, our connection should prove to be a lot better. You only see one watching right now. Oh, well, let's see. You do see only one watching right now, but you should be able to see Quantum Leap talking through Twitch here. Wait for that to connect. And it's taking forever. Speak of the devil. Oh, we back. Alright, it seems everything is functional once more. We're over our mishaps. Ah, Restream is up there. That would make a lot of sense. So what happened, Sunbroham, is I reset my VPN settings, which should give us a lot better connection now. Apparently at some point, I turned off the split tunneling, so it seems we've actually been playing Guilty Gear through a VPN. You know how the saying goes, if you meet one asshole, then they're the asshole. If you meet assholes all day, you're the asshole. And it seems unfortunately here we have been the villain who has been giving everyone a VPN connection. Now things should be a lot more functional for us.
Are you ready?
Professor Ghostinus. I'm going to pronounce it that way and hope that that's how it's pronounced. And you get a buff, he says. Very well, most difficult matchup we have then. Now let's check. Let's see how many times we can frame trap him with Needle.
So instead of reflecting on themselves,
Duel 1. Let's rock.
I know that trick very well from Xander, you idiot. Let's just spin through that one. Ah, we can't. We have to keep blocking afterwards. Good throw. Can't burst through that. That's a grab. Well, it's our fault. We PRC'd and didn't throw them immediately afterwards. There's the grab. Well, we're going to eat this loss very quickly. Alright, let's try that again. This is probably ANJI'S most difficult matchup after all.
Duel 1.
Alright, be a lot more careful on the approach here. Throw out a butterfly. That's the disadvantage of having a 6-frame jab. You can't contest those command grabs because of it. Have a throw. Or, you know, completely miss my input again. We'll make our comeback now, thank you. That is a frame trap. Needleless plus, thank you very much. So again, backwards Mega Fist pretty much beats all of ANJI'S options. And there, we have a very reliable counter to slide head with that. I think we could have done something a bit better there. Oh, OTG. Well, there's no way we could contest with that anyway. You'll see we're functioning a little bit better in the matchup, though. He spends a lot of time doing Mega Fists towards the air, so I suppose once we get close to pressuring him, we'll need to do a lot more co's to catch him.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Butterfly. Alright, so he's gonna be jumping to get away from us. That was what I've been trying to get on the timing this entire time. He's gonna throw out barrier. Butterfly. And I think we're dead. So close.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Good read, I suppose. I deserve this. That's a KO? You saw that. That was half of my entire health bar right there.
Awaiting next report.
Well, somehow we're still not floor 9 yet. Alright, what can we have done different in that situation? I suppose been a lot more patient. 6P a lot more because he tried to do jump dust on us quite frequently.
Over time, most things fade away. Isn't that right? All of the memories dissolve.
Why do you do this to me so frequently? We're going to be as stubborn as we need to be. Let's actually give Jekyll a look. I don't want to focus too much on Anji, at least. That's what people are here for. they want to see some Jacko stuff. So, in the previous game, she'd set up towers which would spawn little minions and those would attack on their own. In this game, she just places the minions down themselves. So you get the minions and you can just chuck them as projectiles. Pick them back up, use them as projectiles again. But you have a variety of commands you can give them. You can make them attack. You can also give them... what is it? Look at our entire move list then. Throw servant, release servant. Ah, they're all just quarter circle back and then her buttons. We'll look at that a bit in a moment. We have a Celestial player playing Jacko, so maybe a bit of an even matchup. Someone who should have a lot of character knowledge, but not necessarily of themselves. Hardest match, still learning. Both of us. Potemkin's practically solved at this point. There's a lot more stuff we can learn with Anji. Wow, someone's been labbing. Welcome, it's gorilla time. I have an anti-air. I don't think that's a reversal at that distance. Good one. Butterfly. You were trying to jump, weren't you? Butterfly. Now this is some good neutral. Missed. Funny how that counted as a parry on me. Have a throw. Butterfly. And there, we finally have a chance to get her. Good one. I think you missed, though. That one almost went to time. There was a lot of neutral going on there.
My dance is unparalleled.
Oh, come on. It's not that horrible of a matchup.
Not quite.
Someone's mad. Well, don't take Jacko into ranked if you can't handle it. If you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. Because our boy Anji here is running the blender.
Take a breather.
So, while we have Jacko here as the character we can use as the training dummy, to demonstrate, she'll summon minions. You can use them as a projectile just to throw at them. Pick them back up, throw them, give them attack commands, But you also have a defend command, which causes your opponent to reel back. And it's the recall. What does that? What does the heavy slash version do? Sends an order to all servants to explode. Okay, you can do the commands while she's holding them. So you set them on a timer as well. Throw out a bunch of projectiles and use them to set up some oppressive corner pressure. Oh no. Don't tell me everyone hates Anji now. Are people just going to dodge Anji now that he's actually good? Ah, he just needed to switch characters. That was the same name. Allegedly, it seems to be the positive matchup of Giovanna. Because you know they were playing Soul before. Wow, you can dash right through that. Goodbye. There's a reason I have myself set to the boss music. You better start blocking. Alright, let's see what you can do here. I'm going to miss my parry again, and eat a loss because of it. Alright, we'll get thrown. Butterfly.
I'm throwing you.
Take a breather.
No way.
Okay, she'll just 6p through that.
I'm sleeping.
Alright, I'm officially angry.
I'm throwing you.
Not quite.
Can we not?
Almost.
Fear on the wing.
There we go. That's an easy punish. So maybe not the backdash setup. We'll just go ahead and block if we get that aerial dust again.
And so,
And then from there we should be able to do a jump combo. Maybe a bit too eager to get back in. Get the wall break. Back into the corner you go. And have a throw. Since you do the exact same setup every single time and you don't know how to frame trap me. There you go, finally.
Up here. Grant stillness.
This is so annoying. But as they go, she's still a pretty honest character. Bit of a silly burst there. I should have just taken the L.
You're slow. Won't get by me.
Alright. More dancing needed. And definitely a lot more patience.
True,
You'll see I'm
but
missing a lot of
Jaguar comes
inputs.
stronger.
Getting counter hit left and right.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
And still can't parry that.
Quiet. Almost there.
How did that whiff? You saw that come out. How did it completely miss that?
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Just stay put. All yours. All yours.
Butterfly again.
Up here. Please don't move. Up here.
That's about enough.
Get that set up.
A Jofu gets won't work. On my feet. Take a breather.
There. Problem solved.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Just stay put.
Throw. And butterfly.
Not quite.
Quiet.
Not quite.
You're slow.
With my regret.
And another strike. Always doing the same thing.
Nature.
If we can stay calm and get our inputs out, we can get our parries at the right time.
My dance is
Everything so long as we don't end up going back to floor 9. So far, our performance has been going quite well for trying out completely new strategies.
take a breather.
So there's a pause from that. Huh. You're set to burst on wake up. Counterattack settings. Clear those out. It seems we're still having issues. Okay, apparently it placed two completely other different players there. Stand by in training mode, start matchmaking. So on and so forth. Let's take another look at Jacko, see what her colors are. You know, maybe it would be character appropriate, because if you look at her default palette, red hair, white outfit, looks a little familiar, doesn't it?
Are you ready? Here comes Daredevil.
Alright, hydrate. We're going to need that against her. So we definitely need to work a lot more on our frame traps.
Just stay put. All yours. Focus up. Good stuff.
Have a throw. And completely missed my butterfly input. And our Fujin. Alright, we're going to have to be a lot more patient with our button inputs, because now, it's very possible for us to completely whip Fujin. Good one. What's very interesting about the matchup here is that several of ANJI'S normals hit behind him. And goodbye. ANJI'S beautiful smiling face as he hits them with the umbrella. Let's rocket some more. Good sport. Thank you. She really didn't want to deal with any of that. Have a throw. You see those frame traps? Beautiful. I don't think that combos. Apparently it does. So one trick we definitely need to start doing is we'll send out a butterfly maybe on Ogizeme or whatever our other tricks are. And we can start baiting more throws using the empty needle setup. Kara needle. We'll have to start using the terminology for them as well. Throw, butterfly.
Now go.
Still trying to figure out the buttons, I see. That's how launch day is. I'm going to need all of that meter back, thank you. You saw that weird camera angle flip. And you see that, we didn't even have to Fujin. We just car canceled into Nagiha at that distance. Oh, I'm so ready for this. What's going on with your connection? It's not mine at this point. I'm in the air this time. Interesting cross-up there. And that should be enough. Or not. That damage scaling is insane. I'm going to eat the KO for that. I love her voice acting too. Pretty hilarious. Hands off the merchandise, she says as she gets the burst. And goodbye. I don't think our VPN turned back on. Let me check that one more time.
My dance is unparalleled.
Angie wins.
Settings. No, it should be running just fine. Alright, that was on their part then. So, one thing we definitely need to know about the Jacko matchup. Try to do our Okizeme setups with Needle. We're apparently fighting a lot of VIPs, which means either a lot of people are back for patch day, which of course is true, or maybe we're somehow managing to last up in the upper ranks. Let's take another look at Jacko. Servants come out, toss him around, give him some commands, and they work as projectiles. How do you just set them down? Can you only toss them, or can you set them down in front of you? Oh, right, you press dust when you pick them up. Oh, wait, no, I think you just tap the button. They'll be summoned. Alright, if you hold the button, you spawn them in your hands, and then you can do whatever you want with them. So she can run around while she's carrying servants. If you press dust, she just sets them down in front of her. Otherwise, you can pick them up and use them as a projectile. While they're floating around, you issue them commands. But you can also attack them to make them function as a projectile. Get a bit of set play out, and then you'll be able to enhance your block strings like that. Definitely seems fun if I can figure out how I'm supposed to be doing it. Might I request Hellfire ICF if it's not a bother? Well, while we're not getting any successful matches, I'd certainly agree with your sentiment. ICF. I'll have to look at that one again.
Welcome.
Oh, Ironclad Faith, of course. Do you have any preference? I'm gonna have to take a bathroom break real quick, and then I'll wait for your response. Skip da ba da da. And as always, every time that we're going to be needing to get off stream for a little bit, I'll just duck. Then again, that offsets me, so I might have to realign myself in the training room. Seem to be bazingas. Isn't it armor-clad Faith, by the way? I think it's armor-clad Faith. Sky Should Be High is one of my absolute favorites. Do we have Six Flags Heaven's Guns? I guess not yet. Oh wait, we do. That's actually my personal favorite ANJI'S song so far. Alone Infection might even be higher up on my list. We'll keep it to Zato's stage because that seems to be best for performance issues. Stand by in training mode.
Who dares to enter the main? Nagori Yuki, Jackify Kiss.
Inch my way back on screen. Oh, wrong window. No, give me that one. There we go. Try to make sure that I'm roughly in the center here. I need to place my shoulders right betwixt these two tension bars. This will be serviceable. She's also got an attack which just kicks servants directly towards him. Use them as a projectile to hit from long range. I do very much like the idea that she has a B ranking at every range, so she functions as another well-rounded character. I think that's a new 6B. Looks a bit slow for a 5P there. I love the poses that she's making, they're all ridiculous. Of course, I know everyone What are your thoughts on the Jacko skins? I haven't looked through all of them yet, but I mean, you can already tell, probably, I very much like the default colors. White outfit, the red gloves, the red hair, and the green accents. Might look a little bit familiar to you. Unfortunately, I don't have red gloves myself, so it's close enough. Well, while it seems the matchmaking is malfunctioning, let's take a look at these colors. Default, I absolutely love. I'm not going to spend the mental effort to give them a number rating, but I'll just give them a ballpark. That one seems to have a bit of a tacky coloration because, unlike some of the other skins, it feels like her eyes are a bit darker than they should be. I didn't notice that her hair was two-tone colored. I'd say that one would be exceptional if they changed or adjusted the colors of the mask. Color 3, red and green, and blonde. Exceptional choice of colors. I mean, I already have a bias towards red, as you can anticipate. Black Halo is interesting, we'll have to look at those a bit more. I didn't even notice that it was cracked. Interesting. I think the Black Halo is a bit of a miss in some contexts, but right here, I suppose it contrasts well with the bright colors everywhere else. I like this one. The eyes, again, the face seems to be a little bit tacky. I'd say the colors work best on Jacko if her face mask glows the brightest compared to everything else. Not the mask itself, but the eye holes in it, being a jack-o'-lantern and all. Take this one, for example. The yellow there only really competes with the orange halo. Other than that, color brightness and the color palette seems to be very well balanced otherwise. 6. 10 out of 10. That one's just excellent. And so is that one. We'll judge the other half once we're out of this match. You want to like the denim colors, 11, but you can't stand the mask. I'll have to take another look at those. Hopefully they add a function to take off the mask at the round start. You do know there is a way to take the mask off mid-match though, right? One of her taunts does it, and holding up and dust on one of her win animations will do the same thing.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Have a throw out of nowhere. Not your turn. Not your turn. Celestial Ram? I doubt it. And there's the burst. Right on time.
Don't look away.
I wish his air to ground buttons were better. Good one.
Not quite.
Not good enough.
Go.
Throw.
I'm sorry.
And take your full punish for that. So, once again, we've lost because we've gotten the buttons wrong. You'll notice our Fujin didn't actually come out. We waited too little time. Alright, we'll need to delay our Nagihas at the right time in order to discourage a lot of jumping. So close. And again, we don't have an option to hit behind us. So she can just dash right past us, and we don't really have an option there. I suppose we could have tried teching that.
I didn't win anything. I'm just...
Jump slash would be a lot better if it actually hit on both sides. I'd really appreciate that as a character quirk of Anji, being able to hit behind him. Alright, so the wide double jump approach.
Don't let this... Secure. Sweat aside. Secure.
It'll take us a while to figure this one out. And there we go.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Butterfly. I think we'll just have to be a lot more patient and use 6P.
Don't look away.
Close. Wait for that strike. Alright, we'll need to do a lot more needle setups. That's a setup into a butterfly.
Secure.
And there's another one. Miss her throw. Close enough. Seriously, a Kusoge character.
And so,
Even more messed up than Anji's new Fujin cancels. And there is exactly what we do for our throw punishes now.
Secure. Secure. Cancel.
Missed it. Probably could have thrown her out of that, given that we were that close. I keep trying to set up for a full combo, but we definitely don't have the window to cancel that.
apologies.
Okay, maybe not try to just rush back in every single time. And we're dead. No throw for us. So one thing I definitely need to work on is getting the timing. A lot of our Oki seems to suffer from it if we're not using butterfly.
Take a breather. Stay sharp.
Let's take another look at those Jacko colors then.
Who dares to enter the mayhem?
Wrong character. 11. Yeah, I definitely don't like that one at all. The fact that the mask isn't glowing at all, it's a failure. I think that is very specifically supposed to be the Valentine color, as it is the Valentine palette on pretty much everyone.
Comes Daredevil.
Normally I'd say it's just the usual edgy Xbox Live 12-year-old color with the red and black. But there, having homage to Valentine herself gets me a few bonus points.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
A little late on that one. A little close with that butterfly too. And as always, the instant the Fujin comes out, they expect it to be their turn.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
That is plus. Butterfly. Thanks for putting yourself in the corner. Thank you. So it seems Fujin's having some trouble hitting him. You'll see that. There we go, we timed the throw correctly that time. Let's rock this again. Apparently Sol has 2 losing matchups in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if Anji was somehow one of them. After all, that one person playing Sol just dodged us. Have a throw, and a butterfly. That's plus. Very plus. Have a throw. Set me up for that punish. Thanks, idiot. Soul players really get carried. I think that's a KO for me. Not quite. Goodbye. Well, at least the occasional soul is free here. Nope, that's 8 frames. We can't contest that.
Not quite. Now go. Dazzle.
Butterfly. No, you're done. Seems I have to hold my breath quite often in some of these matches. There's the throw. Goodbye.
My dance is unparalleled.
Alright, at least that one was pretty easy. So one thing we definitely need to practice on more is when we get our opponent to respect our pressure a bit too much, we need to recognize that. From there, when we're doing the middle of our pressure strings, do a held Fujin into a Kara needle. If that hits at just the right distance. Then we should be able to finish it off with an extra hit from Ko as well. Throw, butterfly. Allegedly, Far Slash is still a much better poke, but it doesn't reach out too much. Oh no. It reaches out significantly farther than 5k, but I think Anji having less committal attacks is a lot more important to him. Also something I've heard that I can do a lot more in neutral. Oh, well, we're gonna get interrupted by Mei instead. Definitely need to run a lot more 6Ps. That'll probably help a lot against Mei. They did buff her so that overhead kiss now works as a command grab functionally mid-screen. The profile shows the reflection of you in-game. The contents might change depending on your action. I wonder if that's what the little red icon means. The little red arrow in the top right. I still haven't figured out exactly what that is supposed to mean. So, Mei, we haven't fought too many of those lately, but we'll need to be a lot more patient with the blocking. Think it's supposed to mean they're on a win streak. You know, that makes perfect sense. I had a dolphin buffered in the middle of my pressure. Well, we're gonna eat full punish from it. As long as we can get that burst out of her. Although now we might have a chance. And you blew it completely. Alright, this is definitely one of the weirdest maze I've fought. You see how far behind her that hit? The horizontal hitbox on Needle works a lot better for us, and I think that's now our most important move to understand. And I would have it no other way. Well, we made a maid rage quit. That's exactly what I would have wanted. Alright, so that's going to lose to most jab setups. I think we should definitely use 2H a lot more in our combos. Tilted her. Absolutely. Every Mei's sole existence is to try to get you to tilt as much as possible. And, well, for someone who runs completely on anger, at least that applies mostly to Milia players, Mei players as well, if they can't tilt you, well, they're not having fun. Well, party time. We found someone crazy enough to be playing Faust. Good block. Butterfly setup. Yep, we deserve that. We went too hard on the punish there. Give me that. Gorilla wants the banana. And there we have our frame trap. You saw it. Phew. You see that cross up? I tried to spin through it. We can't let ourselves lose this one now. Gotta chase after him the entire time. Alright, seems to be working for us. Oh. I think you know exactly what that means. Game face is on.
Move on to the next war.
We'll see if we can stay here. And how long we can stay here. Who knows, hopefully you might end up against someone who kind of frauded their way up here. But I should give myself a little bit of credit. I have been doing pretty well so far, and there have been a few streams in the past in which we've been interrupted. A shame, this one's actually turning out to be one of our best Guilty Gear streams so far, but we had a very shaky beginning. So let's see, what's our biggest option to make people respect our pressure? Really, it mostly gauges on them being impatient in the first place. But if they keep being too patient, then we can just keep doing needle setups. Alright, emo time it is. Now, Eno has historically been one of my worst player matchups, mostly because I can't react too well to all the high-low mix-ups. As long as we never lose neutral.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
You're muted. Feel that? On it.
No knowledge check there. That was the heavy one. That's plus. If only I could get out that parry input at the right times. No parry there either.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Well, we can't just hop over that one. I guess I missed my button because we should have been plus enough to get that mix up. Oh well. Funny, I'd probably do a lot better if I had a character with faster buttons. I'd be able to play defense a lot better. We're not able to lose any single match after this.
Let's rock.
Alright. Our pressure sucks. We just got perfected, didn't we? Yep. Butterfly.
All yours. Did I get you? Take a breather. Shitsu.
I still wish he had his anti-air throw from XX. And we still can't punish that. Alright, we still have a chance. Nope, we can't parry that. We tried. No Celestial for us tonight. Allegedly, that's one of ANJI'S winning matchups. But I still can't figure out how to get out of that pressure for the life of me. I'll have to look that one up. Maybe there's a lot more jumping that I can do in the middle of those. Unless some of those setups specifically catch jumps. One thing I end up doing a lot is mostly just trying to block high-low the entire time. I really need to jump out of pressure more often. At least it works against me. I don't know if it's necessarily too functional against other characters. If only Anji still had his anti-air throw. Let's give that a try and record that. Or not. I think we keep running into this guy. The name Wisp sounds exceptionally familiar. I have tested or labbed against a few of those block strings before, and I know that 6H into slash stroke is a true block string.
Saw that. Just stay put. Now go. Shitsu. Saw that. Saw that. Slow. You give me no choice. Slash. An opening. Hold my truth. Slash.
We'll take it.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Have this. Now. Have this.
Nah, Kais usually don't burst that soon. Missed. Of course. And we still can't hit behind us. At least he doesn't know that frame trap. There we go. That's another frame trap. I'm putting in my all here. Seems we're locked to floor 10 for eternity. No throw for us.
Pardon me? Holy order! How's this? You're
And at least we get that punish. Nah, that was the most telegraphed throw. I even tried to tech it, but I missed my window. That's really what we just need to practice. Teching throws. Because you see, we don't ever tech throws on this channel. I deserve this loss.
Looks like I win this time.
No matter. We're always at a learning opportunity.
Just stay put. Saw that. Now go.
Alright, so we can at least condition him to do that. Alright, so what do we need to do more of? Better meaties. Work on our wake-up timing.
Pardon me?
Huh. No frame trap there. Bizarre.
I see you. Just stay put.
Throw. Butterfly. And since you're not using FD, you'll just take the chip damage instead. I wonder if we'll be able to get back up into Celestial Challenge tonight. I suppose the game face needs to be off if that's no longer the case. That doesn't work. I see people try to lab that combo so often, but let's be honest. Using Ko out of the close slash 2H setups, that works so seldomly. It's so hard to get that consistent. I guess I need to read up more on Anji. I don't exactly know everything about this character.
Not quite. Did I get you?
That's something. That also needs to be labbed. That cross-up setup. You know, I feel like the animation for that close slash actually did hit behind in the past. Did they change the animation as well? I swear it at least looked like it hit behind previously. His air attacks kind of suck. What I definitely could be doing a lot more is messing around with our jump arcs by using jump dust.
Are you ready? Here comes Daredevil.
Alright, more Eno time it is. I suppose overall, in order for us to play Anji a lot better, we just need to be way more patient. And tech throws on time.
Mankind.
That's an idea. I wonder if you can throw Eno out of stroke. Probably. Get this started. Well, no bursting into that one. Alright, we jumped out of that one. Okay, I'm definitely missing a lot of my execution this time. Oh, so we did hit her.
Just a prick.
Interesting PRC there. Alright, more frame traps. We have to counter hit her so that she doesn't mash us out of pressure. Pay attention a lot more, we could definitely afford some more practice.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Pro, butterfly. You know, maybe I am on tilt. I certainly don't want to believe it. That should do enough damage for us. We just need to start building up momentum. Once we're actually plus, we seem to be doing pretty well for ourselves. Your pressure, like mine, is very fake. Also, not to mention how impossible it is to get that second hit on there. No chance for us there, we're getting the wall break. And possibly eating the L from this. Alright, we have our little chance in there at least. Wow, we're going for a while with this one. Funny that that projectile doesn't have a hitbox until it hits the ground. Maybe. Maybe not.
Well,
Note, r slash still absolutely sucks. Alright, we're going to remove that button from our repertoire completely.
Just stay put. Now go. Take a breather.
Get another throw. And that should be enough. Get the OTG jump age.
Not quite. That's about enough.
And get ourselves started. I'll take that meter gain, thank you.
All yours.
I deserve this. Again, setting myself up for the very easy reversals. I think that comes down to our biggest problem, is
beautiful falsetto.
we let ourselves get hit by very telegraphed reversals on a character that's supposed to have exceptional OP. I think that's one reason why I enjoyed courteous so much. He had some of the best OP in the game, and that let me not have to get over my own weaknesses.
Take a breather.
So, we'll have to work on 1, Protex, and 2, Aoki.
Are you ready? Here comes Daredevil.
We definitely get very impatient on this channel. But there's a time for all of us to learn anytime.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
On my feet.
So it's mostly them jumping out of pressure.
Care to dance?
I was hoping we'd be able to hit with that one. That's actually what I was trying to do, was get the parry out.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Butterfly. Butterfly. And the best anti-air in the game. Alright, I think we're starting to figure this one out. We'll need delayed Nagihas now that we've read her habits. That should be able to prevent her from jumping out of her pressure too often. Practice the timing on that and we'll catch her out of every single jump.
Now go. On my feet. Really?
That is very fake pressure, I know that at least. So as you see, delayed Nagiha, we get the counter hit. Oh, I almost thought we lost that one somehow. Alright, so she's very jump happy. Nothing but delayed Nagiha, she's not going away. Alright, now she's starting to learn at least. Nope. We'll just throw that. So, if we take enough time to figure someone out, we might be able to exploit their habits. It looks like we conditioned her to stay in place for a little bit there. Trying that same routine again. Throw, butterfly. Throw, Fujin. And we were a little bit cautious there in case she did try to do a reversal. You still haven't learned yet. And that's catching her out of a jump. Oh, nice throw. And goodbye. Been labbing Jacko while watching. Her combos are whack to say the least. You think she has a similar issue to Kai in that she can't really end a block string safely. Knowing that she has those animations when she commands her units to attack. I can definitely sort of see that. She probably has no buttons that are plus either. Maybe close slash. I think one of the gists that you're supposed to do, maybe, just maybe, this is speculation. Maybe your way to end a block string safely is by hitting one of your minions at her. That might leave you a little bit plus. How's that for an anti-air? Stop jumping. Ah, I was wanting the super finish. We had enough damage at least.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
If only we had a Kara cancel that was in the air. I mean, we have Ko, but would have let us react to some of our options. Nothing we can do there. To the wall. And we got our timing wrong on that Nagiha. Didn't catch her jump.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
get our full combo here. And that caught her out of the jump.
I could get used to this.
No RCs out of that. You can probably hear my controller cooking, can't you? A little bit. I wonder if the pattern on this mic has changed. It's supposed to be only front-facing. Get a butterfly out there. We had meter for that. Should have been a lot more attentive.
Got it. Rehearsal's over. Want to see it? There. Just
Get a throw. Butterfly. You're still jumping. Why do you continue to be so disobedient? Maybe that's the wrong word. Yep, still says we're offline, but stream seems to be working just fine for us. We'll give ourselves one more Celestial challenge. After that, I think it would be an excellent time to end the stream. I'll be completely honest with you, I just want to stay here for another 4 hours. But this weekend we have a very open schedule. I think moving forward, given that we have such a sort of sporadic set of games for us to be playing, I might try to start reaching out to other time slots. We've mostly been consistent on our schedule so far, but who knows? I still haven't yet decided if I want to play more Psychonauts or Guilty Gear or just wait around for this weekend. Let me know if there's anything you want to see, but I've been streaming every day since, what? Sunday. And I've skipped Tuesday, but it'd probably be a bit better if I could take a few days off and start working on some compilations or memes. I absolutely love the streaming part of this, but we're very slow to pick up new viewers. Mostly what you need to do is spend the time, a few hours each week, to advertise yourself. I don't talk too much on social media, which I probably should be able to fix, but I think one of the more efficient ways for us to spend our time would be 1. Making some better stream assets, and 2. Making a few advertisements. A depiction of myself with maybe, you know, an actual PNG to post somewhere. One little secret I haven't let you in on yet. I don't actually have legs. That might be spooky, but I think it might be a good idea to just get a full character model. I'm also thinking about a Xander 2.0. It would mostly be the same, but there's a couple of other character bits I'd like to play up a bit. I've had some time to reconsider the character design. It's been about 10 months since I had the idea. I might have some better ideas to make me stand out a bit better. Although Mad Scientist, at least, there's what? About 5 or 6 that I've seen, so maybe not too many of them overlapping. I was hoping I'd be the first, but by the time I actually had the idea, I noticed there was someone else who was already doing the Mad Scientist bit. I would like to collab with them, maybe if I took the time to break from streaming itself. In the meantime, you are learning how to speak, learning setup, blah blah blah. This is a good time, this is called preparation. This isn't preparation. This is practice. Preparation is what is done off-stream. You know, I'm not going to pick my battles when we're in Celestial. We're going to get into Celestial fair and square by just hitting a random opponent. Let's look at our other colors real quick while we have a chance. 9 is excellent. Excellent blend of colors, the face is bright. 8, also excellent. Yeah, I think we only have 2 or 3 skins that miss.
Here comes Daredevil.
Nagorigi it is. Level 1000. I already know we're going to lose this one. But it's a chance for us to learn.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Now we'll let him catch us out of the jump. Well, I don't really know how to react to those grabs. More backdashes would be important. Ah, well, no chance for me there. Wow. He OS'd that. Well, you already know we're not getting into Celestial tonight. Is there even a chance for us to learn here? Ah, might as well. Get this over with. Get a throw in there. Good one. Alright, he had a chance to analyze that. And miss our meaty somehow. Ah, no backdash for us. We got close though, we actually took out a significant amount of health from him. Missing our timing on those power cancels, but that would have been an excellent way to punish him. Alright, no Celestial challenge for us then. You know, that looks very nice over there. I should have done this much earlier. I'll work on some other little stream assets to spice this up a bit. Make it look a lot more presentable and cuter. I really like the background. I made that a long time ago, but I think it's time to update the wallpaper a little bit. Maybe add a desk, some other accessories. I have no idea what we're going to do for Saturday and Sunday, so... Ah, GG's indeed. Nago is one of the matchups I absolutely need to learn, so thank you for the time. I have one friend who plays a lot of Nago himself, and no, I'm not getting into that next match. Game is still running. So, mostly my issue is I can never really get a read on the command grabs. I'm trying to practice my Kara needles, which I was hoping I could have gotten them out a bit earlier. Oh well. GG's though, Nago. Thank you for showing up to the stream. Let's see what's going on here. Saturday and Sunday, no idea if I'm going to do Psychonauts or Guilty Gear. I think on both of those days we can just set up a very spontaneous stream, and if you see me around, feel free to hop in. Otherwise, I'm going to start preparing some other stuff for the stream and get a bit of advertisement there. Get some videos to edit or some compilations. Until then, we're mostly playing things by ear. Definitely next week, though, we're going to fill most of our slots with Psychonauts 2. I'd like to run through that game as quickly as possible and then probably reduce our stream schedule a little bit, allow me to focus on the actual dirty work. I've spoken to quite a few other VTubers and they actually spend maybe about 1/3 of their time doing the actual video editing or advertising or talking to people, so I've mostly spent maybe 20 hours a week streaming. Regardless, I have an excellent time. Love your voice. Thank you very much. I practice it a bit, and I definitely need to view the VODs. A couple of times I've listened to it, it hasn't been quite what I've set for, but thank you. I put quite a bit of work into the voice acting. I've been practicing this for a while. Talk to myself very often in the talk to myself very often in the car on my drive to and from work. Dead Cells will come later. Chances are, after we get through Psychonauts, it's going to be maybe only 3 or 4 streams a week. I'd like to keep Guilty Gear to a minimum of 1 each week, and we'll alternate Noida and Dead Cells otherwise. Looking very forward to seeing you there. I might end up just caving in and doing a very huge stream tomorrow. Who knows? Depends on how lazy I get, but for now,